Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is, of course, Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today is a magical review, as in front of me we have Marvel Legends X-Men Marvel's Magik, or aka just Magik, as she is a very infamous X-Men / New Mutants member, and this isn't the first time we've seen her in Marvel Legends form. She was in a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive box set, but this is the first time I am personally getting my hands on her, so I am very happy about that. I always like it when the box is full of accessories as well. You can see she comes with a couple of soul swords, some magical effects. She comes with a Ghost Rider head, weirdly, and also a Lockheed, so interesting to see what they're about when I open it up. But I'm sure most of you know who this one is already. There's a nice promo picture on the back of Marvel's Magik. The write-up says a powerful mutant and sorcerer, Elianda Rasputin, wields the soul sword, a weapon crafted from her own soul. So I will do a Who Is She segment in this video and sort of give you a brief description of who Magik is, but I'm sure most of you already know she is a very famous New Mutants member and a fan favourite. So yeah, without further ado, let's get it open up. And here we have Magik out the box, looking very nice now I've got it in hand. Simple design, very gothic looking design, but I like it. I like the long blonde hair and it's just the black. It's simple but smart. She comes with a ton of accessories as well, as you can see on the table. She comes with a couple of soul swords. She comes with an extra hand to sort of show off her magic effect, because the two hands that come on the figure are just gripping hands. She comes with some blue effects. These are just reissues. I think we've seen these with Scarlet Witch, and we've seen these with Magneto, Storm, and a few others, I believe. So they're just generic sort of pieces that we can use. She also comes weirdly with a Ghost Rider head. So I don't know if this is reference to a specific story that she's been in, but it is essentially just a Ghost Rider head with an articulated jaw with a more flame on sort of effect. And she also comes with a red Lockheed. Now I do believe she has made friends with Lockheed, of course, in the comics, but I don't know if he's been red. He's usually very purple, but I will show you that as well. So but yeah, in regards to Magik the character, really like design. As I said, she's a fan favorite. She's got like that metal armored arm, and the rest of the design is, yeah, a little bit different to the San Diego Comic-Con version that come in that sort of Doctor Strange Dormammu box set from maybe 2014. I could be wrong, but she's looking very nice. So let me zoom in and show you that face. So here's a closer look at Magik's head, and I know a few people have had issues with like derpy eyes, but I don't really see it in mine. I think it's quite a clean paint job, very simple but nice. And yeah, the rest of the figure is basically just black with some skin tone shining through. Obviously, she has this magic metal metallic armoured arm with the spikes on, which are very iconic for the character. And she has this sort of crown piece as well, hiding behind her hair. But it does seem to be unique to the Magik character. And again, nothing much on the back. I hate when Hasbro do that, by the way. Hasbro, put them on the feet or something. But yeah, apart from the little barcode there, it is all just black. Oh, she's got a little red cross there, the belt buckle, but other than that, very simple. So while I'm zoomed in, I may as well show you these soul swords. So the first one is the exact same sword that we have already gotten with Typhoid Mary. This version is just in blue, and this effect piece can come off as well, so you can have it just as a sword. This is the soul sword, when I was looking at some online pictures, that I'm seeing more. So even though this one seems a bit more unique to the Magik character, this blue soul sword I definitely see more online, so I'm sure there's a story to this one, because this is definitely more of an iconic sword for Magik, and this is the one that I imagine her with. But yeah, it's very nice, just a simple yellow translucent plastic with the black, but she can hold both of these very easily. So as I said, she comes with two gripping hands, so if I zoom out just for a second, she can hold any with any hand. So she's only got tiny hands, but you can get them in, and then she holds them quite well, to be fair to her. There's the second one. So there we go. She's holding both swords. They will droop a little bit, of course, because they're a little bit heavier than her, but your sword of choice, it is completely up to you. Let me know in the comments, what sword will you have your Magik displayed with, because I'm curious to see what people's preference is. The blue one or the yellow one? Very curious, but she holds both very easily. It's the same, we haven't got double jointed elbows with female figures, because especially for a sword wielding character, you'd want to get her in some decent poses, but only the single jointed elbow, unfortunately. But it does go up to a straight 90 at least. But yeah, still a little bit restricting. So again, while I'm zoomed in, I may as well show you that alternative hand. So this is an alternative hand that only goes on her non-armored hand, of course, just so she can maybe show off her magic effects. There is a joint in there as well, but again, only single jointed elbow. So yeah, there's her hand. And again, I'm guessing we can use these effects, and these are just a simple plastic that you can just wrap around. And again, I just like displaying options, of course. And we've also got this, again, that can wrap around the hand, or maybe this one would be better off wrapped around the metallic metal arm. And then she can use these little ones on this hand. Again, there's no right or wrong, people. I'm just showing you some possibilities. But yeah, it's completely up to you however you want to display your magic. They are just some simple plastic pieces that we've definitely seen before with Hasbro. So you decide your preference. But it does give you display options, and that is what I like the most. I like display options. So again, another display option with this particular character. If I take the head off, which comes off very easy, here is Ghost Rider head. And that does fit on the character. So, very random, I admit. Definitely too big for the head. So, again, someone tell me in the comments, is this from a particular story in the comments where she sort of gets possessed by a demon or something? Or is it just a generic sort of evil piece that they've just added in the box? But that looks very weird. It's like a sexy Ghost Rider. Very, very weird. But I will show you that head on an actual Ghost Rider figure as well, if you wanted to see. And then here is Lockheed. So again, this is a red version. I assume it's Lockheed. It must be, since it's the same one we got with Kitty Pryde, if it will focus. So a little bit of detail there. We've got some yellow effect, black horns, but it is the exact same Lockheed we had previously. And again, to display it on the figure, while the head isn't on, you can place the tail around the neck and then get the hair over the tail and plug back in the head, and he will sit snugly on her shoulder, and he isn't going anywhere because the tail is wrapped around the neck. So if you wanted to display your Magik with the red Lockheed on, you can do that. And again, as I said, if you prefer, I like to be colour coordinated. So as I've already mentioned, some of these effect pieces I've been with Scarlet Witch. So I've took the red ones from Scarlet Witch, and now we can use the red effects on Magik to sort of match with Lockheed, and that looks a little bit better for me personally. And again, if we get her yellow soul sword, again, probably my sword of choice, I've took the yellow effects that we got from Storm, and I can put these over the sword, and I probably prefer that as a display option than the blue. But there is a lot of blue when I've been researching the pictures as well. So I guess this is the perfect opportunity, talking about researching the pictures, to ask the question for anyone who doesn't know already. Magik, who is she? This is the part of the video where we ask the question, who is she? And I try and give you a little bit of information about the character this figure is inspired by. So, Magik, who is she? Magik's real name is Ilyana Rasputin. This Russian mutant is the younger sister to X-Men member Colossus. Her first appearance as Magik, however, wasn't until April 1984 in New Mutants number 14. Born with her abilities, Magik can teleport and is a very capable sorceress, also known for her unique armor and wielding the Soul Sword. She can recreate psychic shields and block telepaths from reading her mind. She's been involved with many stories in the Marvel Universe and has been a member of the X-Men, but is currently leading the New Mutants. So there you go, I hope that helped. Again, I do not claim to be an expert, but it is nice to have a little bit of information about the characters these figures are inspired by. So it is only right that the first comparison I do for Magik is her brother, Colossus. And I really like that height comparison there. She literally only comes up to his chest, as she should, as Colossus towers over her in the comics. He is her bigger brother after all. And yeah, I think they look really good. Probably not matching costumes in regards to any particular generation of the comics, but still, it is Colossus and his little sister Magik. So probably how I shall have them displayed on my shelf. So if I move him out the way and bring in one of her best friends, Kitty Pryde. And as you can see here, they both have their own little Lockheed sitting on their shoulders. So if I move her arm down a little bit, you can see that Kitty Pryde is a lot taller. Well, not a lot taller, but definitely taller than Magik. I think I have my tape measure here, to be fair. But if you have these female figures, you know the score. Kitty Pryde comes at about just over 6 inches because of her ponytail, where Magik comes probably about 5 3/4 if you don't include her spikes. But I know sometimes Magik has wore this costume in the comics, so let me move the Lockheeds out of the way for the minute, take the Magik head off, and see it will fit on this Kitty Pryde body. So there we go. Oh no, the ball peg doesn't seem to fit, or does it? This ball peg has an actual joint in it, so no, it's too big, unfortunately. So that's a little bit annoying. But if you wanted to do some modification, you could definitely get your Magik head on this body, which doesn't look too bad at all. And then you could replace this arm maybe with this metallic arm. Maybe you customizers out there, give it a go. But I don't want to break anything, as I nearly broke that head putting it on. But I just thought it was curious to give it a try. And while we're trying different heads, let's bring in Ghost Rider. This is how I've got him displayed on my shelf, by the way, holding his little chain, and he has some fire effects. Yeah, his chain's pretty good. It's an articulated chain. Shout out to Steve Tangi, that's where I got it from. Anyway, let's take off this bone head. Let's bring that chain down a minute, and let's bring in this flame on head just to see how it looks. And looks okay. Nothing amazing, but it looks okay. If you'd rather have that. I personally prefer the bone coloured skull, but I guess if you wanted your Ghost Rider all demoned out, you could do that. But nah, I definitely prefer bone Ghost Rider over red Ghost Rider. But still, it's nice to have that option if you want to. So let's finish off with a couple of more comparisons. And as I said, Magik reminds me a bit of a goth girl. And who is the biggest goth girl in the Marvel Universe? It is Nico Minora from a recent Runaways fame. And yeah, she's looking about the same height, to be fair. And I think these two look really good together. These two must be friends in the comics, surely. Probably not, but surely they should make friends. And let's bring in some classic X-Men. Let's bring in Wolverine, of course, who is about the same height as Magik, weirdly. And then let's bring in another female. Let's bring in Psylocke. And this is the black hair version of Psylocke. Still after that purple head version, if anyone in the UK can sort me out. But yeah, Magik is going to fit in very nice on your X-Men display / New Mutant display, even though we don't really have a lot of New Mutant characters. We need updates on Cannonball and Wolfsbane and yeah, so it might be a while before we see any of them. But overall, really happy with this. As I said, very happy that Hasbro single packed this figure, as I was never going to buy that Dormammu box set because I've already got Doctor Strange, I've already got Dormammu. So I was never going to buy that set. So I'm glad I've now got the figure that I didn't have. And yeah, she's looking very nice. And I like the tons of accessories for display options and whatnot. So yes, thank you, Hasbro. Can Lockheed stand on her hand? Probably not. Go on balance. Oh, there you go. It's like a parrot on her shoulder. No, too late. Curse myself. Anyway, you let me know what you think in the comments below of Magik. Are you going to get hold of it? Is it easy to get hold of in the UK? You let me know. I got mine from Kapow Toys. But yeah, in America, it's a Walgreens exclusive. But as always, there are over 200 videos on the videos tab of me rambling about Marvel Legends if you're interested. So check it out. And if you do like what you see, then please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. And as always, people, my name's Dan W, and I shall see you on the next one.